hip-hop culture, with DJs infusing graffiti art. Are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not viewing hip-hop, you are hip-hop.
Okay, it's Friday. It is Friday, people. And what happens on Friday at 4 p.m. Central? A certain somebody decides to get on her soapbox for like 30 minutes or so. And then she go on by her business. That's what happens. That is what happens on Friday. And so obviously I'm feeling some kind of way today. So I'm not going to hold us not too long, because I do want to talk about some things and share some stuff, because it's Women's History Month. It's coming to an end, but it's not really coming to an end, because although we like to shout out and celebrate women and all that they have done, I should say we, because whatever. But it doesn't have to stop there. You can celebrate a woman in your life every single day. So let's play some of our intro music and then we'll get into it. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Gwendolyn, G.R. Houston Jack. It is Friday. This is Girl Listen. And let's see. We are streaming live to LinkedIn. We're streaming live to YouTube. If you're on YouTube, be it now or watching in the replay, be sure to hit that like button, share this with others, and be prepared for a really good time. Now, okay, so I have to go there. I think I'm going to go there first. Because, I was sitting down the other day and writing. It's my writing time. And just looking back at where I was when. And in preparing for this podcast topic, thought about, my journey. When I was a kid, I was picked on. I had, I was 4 eyes on all the things, and I was about as straight as the straightest board. It was not fun to be an adolescent in this body. Now we have come into our own. And as I look at my new glasses, my new readers. Woo. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen these readers. So I took the crowd's advice. I went back and picked up these beautiful gradient readers. What can I tell you? And where are they from? Clearly, they're from Glitz Optical. They are from Glitz Optical. Now, she has a store in Dallas. It's inside a Joby Supermart. But she also does things virtually, so she can work with you online. I have purchased things in person, in my home, and virtually, and I have yet to be disappointed, because she is that good with looking at your face and your prescription and helping you find the right frame for your face. So, but I mean, I know that I should have like my normal purple, but this blue, all of the colors, what can I tell you? I love it. Before we go too far, hey, shout out to my friend Danny is here. Hello, ma'am. Hello. My work husband in here. Ron is here. Hello, sir. Yes. You know how people, for those of us who are of age, when they would tell us to not brag and boast and blah, 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 we're not bragging and boasting, but I am cute today. Like, we don't recognize that. I mean, if there's anything, I'm going to do that. With that also, it is TGIFF. That G is Fire Fridays, which means after we start here, we are going to roll over to Indie Soup Media and check out the recap show. There's a recap show for ladies. Listen up. We're in our third season. Season 4 is ready. And there's a different it's not a different attitude. It's a different voice. Danny knows the voice. I mean, Ron's heard it too. But we're taking the coaching voice in season 4. Yes, I'm going there. Because I kind of feel like, I'm not going to say I kind of feel, I do feel. I believe at a certain point, you either gonna piss or get off the pot, right? Like, I understand talking about stuff, but at what point do we stop talking about it and start being about it? I just want to know. Like, I just want to know, but that's just me. Let me get into my topic because I want to make sure I save time to do this. It is Women's History Month. And so today I want to celebrate some of the women who inspire me. Now, I can't celebrate every single woman who has touched my heart. I can't do that. I do it my own way, obviously, you know, phone calls and cards and messages and things like that. But I want to celebrate the women who have impacted my life. And for those of you who follow it, the message for this year is moving forward together, women educating and inspiring generations. That is the message for this year. So every year there is a message for Women's History Month. And that is this year's message. And it's going to take us. Now, there are people out there, God bless them, who don't understand that someone shining brightly beside you does not dim your light. Okay? We can shine bright together. We can literally illuminate an entire room. So that's the place I come from. I can win, you can win, we can all win. We can all win together. There's more than enough pie out here. Oh, is that for me because I'm cute? I just want to know. or is that because I am taking the coaching voice in season 4 and telling people it is time to get it together? Either way, I accept the applause. Thank you, Danny. Shout out to my sister Jessica is here. Hello, thank you for joining. So I'm going to pick out just 3 women who have made an impact on my life. And I know it sounds kind of weird because some of these women, obviously I don't know, but I admire these women. I admire Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And I know you're thinking, what? Why? First of all, I love how Meghan is down to earth. She is down to earth. Sister girl put her show out on Netflix with Love Meghan. First of all, love it. I have watched it a couple of times. Okay, more than 2, but I have watched it a few times. I am digging everything she's talking about. I knew she was my person when she was in her kitchen and she said, "What? Did you say open champagne bottle?" "Yes, chef." I was like, that's my girl right there. Because if we gonna do anything, we're going to have champagne at breakfast. Got it. Champagne when we're serving lunch. Got it. Champagne when we are just fixing a pot of fried chicken. That's my girl. I was like, Meghan. See, I knew I kind of liked her, but I wasn't sure why I liked her. And then I understood why I liked her. She is that chick. And she's funny. She's really funny. Now, people have been talking about Meghan. Let me just say this. People have criticized her for very simple reasons. One is racism, okay? No offense, but we all know that the world hates to see Black women not slaving and having to work hard behind somebody. You know, God forbid that this woman is out here enjoying herself, serving others, living her best life. Someone loves her, genuinely cares for her. People hate to see it, so I understand. It didn't surprise me. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so pretentious and da-da-da. No. Meghan is just doing what she do. I mean, the woman has worked hard. It wasn't like she came from some amazing background, right? She has very simple beginnings, but she has worked hard. I love her resilience. That is what has inspired me. And I appreciate her for knowing how to open up a champagne bottle. Those are my people. Those are my people. Oh, thank you. We'll go with both. I appreciate that. And my mama's here. Mother is here. So there you go. I told her to be on time. I need to check her clock. And yes, I love Meghan. I love Meghan. And I'm going to end on this as I keep going. People hate to see, and I mean this sincerely. Like, you can check all of your literature, all of your news and everything else. They hate to see Black women in a place of, as they say, their soft life. They hate it. Absolutely detest it. because how dare you, right? I'm just, So here's my next person. Here's my next one. Yes, Madam VP Kamala Harris. All right, now, she knows how to drop a good MF when it's needed. Now, my mama's here, so I'm not going to do it, but my daddy would, when I would get off the road, he would ask me how many I dropped on the way to Houston because he knew his daughter would drop it. There is an art to using saucy language, and I appreciate that Madam Vice President Kamala Harris knew how to do that. I love that she knew how to do that. So she's hilarious and very down to earth. The woman has done her part. Now, I don't want to get too political, but isn't it funny, again, how people are looking for this woman to come out here and save the day? Okay. Yeah, that's a no. But I love her. Love her style. Love the way she carried herself and how she was just herself, you know? Now, I can only imagine if we just had like a little King session, right? Just how she would be. But we saw her in her kitchen. I mean, this is just who she is, right? So absolutely, absolutely love her. I don't have that creativity with salty language. You know what, Ron? We couldn't even get Ron to drop an F-bomb this morning. We're going to have to help him just get he can let one out. It's not going to hurt you. You can let one go. It's going to be all right. But we will eventually let him get there. We'll help him get there. Now, here's the next one. Drum roll, please. Okay, I didn't bring my drum roll, so forgive me. But it's my mama, Mrs. B. Houston. My mama is a woman who has inspired me. Okay, so let me just break it down for you people. Let me break it down. Mother is always ready with a Bible verse, always ready. And I can tell you, honestly, I remember I was in New York at work, and there was a moment when I was thinking, I'm going to take all of my stuff and like call it a day. I literally walked out the building. I was on the street pacing, and I said, I need to call my mama. And I said, I need a sermon. I need a verse. I need a couple of verses. I need a sermon right now. Mother delivered, as she always does and always has. She has a way of saying, okay, let's get it together. Hold on. So she has plenty of sage wisdom. Now, she used to say stuff that I didn't quite understand. One of them is that she quit school because of recess. So i.e. she don't play. Plenty of sage wisdom, which when I was a kid, I told myself I would never be like my parents. I said, I'm never going to be like them and never going to be like them and never going to be. And now I am here in this moment, constantly and consistently quoting my mother and my father. What can I tell you? It's just, this is what it is. Now, I want to say this because people often talk about their parents in a different state of mind when they get older, if they are blessed to get older, right? Like I said, as a kid, I didn't see it. When I look back now, I get it. As it says, I'm just salty all the time. Yeah, girl, you and I know. You and I know. So I get my fighting spirits. I get it honest, and I get it from my mother. Let me tell you about mother, Pastor Houston. Pastor Houston. So, when I was a kid, I was a smart aleck, that was for sure. And there has always been this fighting streak in me, this one that would buck against the system. I remember telling my dad one time that I was not sick, that I was simply having my menstrual period. And my mother's like, we don't say that. We don't do that. Because of course, at that time it wasn't proper. That's the kid Gwendolyn. That's the kid, teenage Gwendolyn. I was already going against the grain. And I remember when I was terminated from my first office job, as my mother remembers, I wrote an argumentative letter because I had identified some workplace inequalities. And I put it in a letter, and I remember saying that if they don't get it together, it's going to be war. And so they promptly removed me from my job. So we have always been a fighter, but I've also watched my mother fight and stand up for what is right and stand up for other people. That is what I have always seen from my mother and my father, right? So I cannot help but continue in her footsteps. So when I get up here on my soapbox and when I get out there doing what I do, I get it honestly, because that is what was modeled for me in terms of being a citizen and being a woman. Now, no offense, mama, but she was only good to cook pancakes and fried chicken. Everything else was from Pops. So I didn't get that from her, but I got everything else. What can I tell you? Yes, mama is the queen of inspiring and lifting your spirits up. That she is. That she is. I could have been a preacher. She even told me, she said, you might want to. I was like, yeah, I mean, there is still time for me. There is still time. Mother was ordained. Oh gosh, Mom, when were you ordained? It wasn't like early. It was like in the 2002, maybe 3. If you can put in the chat, you can say when you were ordained. I can't remember. Forgive me for not remembering when you were ordained, but it wasn't like right out the box. My mother worked through some stuff and then she became an ordained minister. So I do want to say it's never too late to do what you are meant to do and to walk in your purpose. Never too late. So I want to go here because we have men and women in the crowd, but what can you do to inspire and educate other women, right? Now, again, I'm not going to tell you how to pick your mentors. That's not my spot, but there is something special about women working with other women, because typically if someone is close to your journey, you tend to gravitate towards that. When people are not kind of in the same place, not that they can't deliver the message and they can't assist you, it just feels kind of funny. At least that's what I found. It's not who I look and say, ooh, that person looks like me, understands my struggle. That's all I'm saying. So here's what you can do no matter where you are. Number 1 is build genuine connections. This is a each one teaches one moment. We don't need people out here suffering. When I left my job, and yes, Gwendolyn walked out. I stomped out of there, actually. My job was not replaced, but a similar job was put on the block. And so those who wanted to apply for that job was asking me what was the going salary, because they didn't want to undercut themselves. And I didn't want them to undercut themselves either. So I happily told them, here's what you should ask for in terms of salary. Now, some other people would be like, I don't know why you would do that. We got to help each other. There's more than enough pie out here. So build genuine connections so that everybody can help each other, that we don't have to be out here struggling. It's not necessary. It is highly overrated. There's nothing beautiful about, oh, I just had to fight. We ain't got to do all of that. Don't do all of that. If you happen to be a woman who hates women, get you a counselor. That's what we'll say for that. Also add to that, we need to actively listen to each other. Actively listen. All right. Let me step back real quick. Let me go back really quick here. There are times, shout out to Serena. Hey, what's going on there, sis? There are times where we don't need people to tell us this, that, and the other. Just need you to listen, just to listen, but actively listen. When people ask me how they're doing and we're face to face, I'm reading everything about what they're communicating. That's body language, facial expressions, choice of words, all the things. When we are on the phone, I am listening for pauses, hesitation, word choice, the tone of voice. We are always sharing a message. If you're really connected with somebody, you're going to hear, it sounds like you need someone to just listen to you. I will listen. I'm not going to interject. I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to listen. Let it out. And there have been people quite a few times this week who have done that, because we need someone to just listen. Just hear me and really hear me, right? If I am not at a place where I can pick up someone else's emotional baggage, then I'm not going to offer it. So when I offer it, trust, I know that I got mine under control. I can carry yours too. But we need to listen more. Some of us just talk and talk and talk, and we never hear the other person. If we're even invested in the other person, which that's a whole, like we talked about that, a couple of weeks ago with Dr. Dale, check them relationships. I'm gonna talk about it again. So actively listen to the people who are around you. If we're looking at where we are as women, both in relationships and in the workplace, it can be exhausting. And depending on where you are on that totem pole, it can be extremely exhausting. I have never had to code switch. I got into my job when I was 19 years old and they were this big, right? So I was given the lessons, the message of come in to this building, this store, this office as your full self. So I showed up in my cornrows with red hair and purple hair and gray hair. I did all the things, my braids. I did all the things. We were always Gwendolyn. There was never so-and-so's here. Let me change. I'm not code switch. You are getting what you get at all times. Now, there is a filter, so I don't use all of my spicy language because you may not like that, but that's not code switching. That's just me putting on a guest filter that, okay, they may not be that kind of person, so I'm not going to use that kind of language here. Fine, whatever. Other people, we let it all out. Ron knows. Ron knows about my guest filter. So I've never had that. But when I meet other young people, other young women, and I'm going to say at this moment, most of them are Black women who tell me about what they're experiencing, I am listening. Do I always have really good advice? I don't know if it's really good advice. And I always tell them, if you're at a place where you have to hide and shrink yourself long-term, it's not good for your health. We need to start looking for something else. Because you should be able to go to your job. You're spending 40-something hours a week and be you at all times. If you have to hide who you are, why are you there? Just saying. That's where I go with that. Serena says active listening is so needed and more than ever. Yes, it is. It is definitely needed. There are a lot of us out here who are lonely, suffering, and silence is not necessary. I know our society has us all tied up in our technology, and I'm a tech person too, but there is and will always be a place for genuine human connection that will always be necessary. You can talk to your AI. I'm not even judging that. I'm not judging it. But this human experience, it requires good humans. Get you some good people. We are still out there. Now, I didn't said it. You need somebody to talk to. You can call me. I'll talk to you. I don't have all the Bible verses, remember, like my mama, but I can get you a couple of Bible verses too. I can get you a sermon. There you go. All right. Be a mentor. Be a mentor. Help somebody else out and check it. Two things. One, if you don't have the emotional capacity and time to do it, do not offer. Okay? Don't offer it. If you have it, then by all means, give it. And if you're going to give it because you want to give. Don't give it and then throw people here is the cost of my coaching. Okay, we don't have time for that. That's not what a mentor is, right? If you're here to help people and you want to see people thrive, then do what you got to do and help somebody else. I don't mind helping people. I've said it a cajillion times. I will help you. My word is bond. You know, if I say I'm going to do it, trust, I am going to do it. Unless something happens and then the good Lord's like, not today, Gwendolyn, then I just can't get out of bed, then fine. Other than that, if I say I'm coming, I'm coming. If I'm not coming, it's a no. But you would have heard no. There it is. That's the deal. But we need more mentors. We need more people to give other people the sage advice so that we can keep this moving forward. None of us gets through life by ourselves. It just does not happen. Just in case you didn't know, it does not happen. We all need each other. That's where we are. And as Ron says, yes, she is. Yes, my word is bond, trust. Trust and believe. Gwendolyn is there for you. And you know what? That's the perfect segue because I do believe in connecting with other people and helping and celebrating and shouting out people like these beautiful readers from Glitz Optical. But on Mondays, because I enjoy them so much, I watch the conference call.
Hello, and this is the Recap Show. My name is Chris Edwards, and I'm here with my other two co-hosts.
I'm Ronald.
TJ.
Yeah, and we do a recap show every week for Drag Race. We'd love for you to like our videos, subscribe, and to hit the notification button so you can get notified every time we drop new videos. Every week we bring you lots of fun commentary and our take on what Drag Race is. So just keep it locked here on the conference call every week. We drop new videos every Monday at noon. See you guys then.
Bye.
I love TJ. I love all of them, actually. If you are a RuPaul Drag Race fan, they are the recap show you want to watch. Absolutely a hoot, a complete hoot. So I absolutely love watching them. So I want to definitely shout them out because they are great entertainment. And again, if you're not on Indie Soup Media watching us and other creatives, get yourself over there as well. Get over there. But next week, because Gwendolyn likes to do amazing things, and I gotta bring it back, it is time for Small Biz Bites. And we are going to open up our season 4 opener with Dr. Tachi of Indie Soup Media. We are celebrating 1 year. Can you believe it? As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was March 26th last year that the first episode dropped. Does that say first episode? I should say, like, we went live March 26, 2024. We are now 25,000.45 something subscribers on YouTube. We have a good time over there. We have a damn good time. So let me say this. Now, y'all already know how I do when it comes to celebrations. Will there be confetti? Hell yeah, I'm bringing the confetti, people. Will there be a cocktail? Okay, yeah, there's going to be a cocktail. It's a good time. It's a good time for us to celebrate independent media, all the creators. Serena is one of the creatives as well. So yeah, we're going to be celebrating. It's going to be live here. It's 12 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. Stay tuned for all the little deets. If you want to, right here, right now, you can go on YouTube after my show is over and hit that notify me. Go ahead and hit it. But we're talking about all things, as Dr. Tachi says, that is media, pop, and tech and culture. So Small Biz Bites is back. I cannot believe it's season 4. And how better to open the season than with a media guru. Oh, it's going to be a great conversation. And there's more to come. I have a list of people who are showing up to share with you their genius. So, all right. So with that, because I definitely do want to end this on time so you guys can get back to your pre-Friday shenanigans. And then hopefully you will see me on Indie Soup Media by an hour or so. That would be great. But I want you all to be safe this weekend. And if you do nothing else, start connecting with people. I know we see each other here on the interwebs. If you're in someone's area, reach out to them. Get really connected. I know I've said this 5,000 times, but I am not joking about this. Community is where it's going to be. It is. I'm not going to be Debbie Downer today, but I have to acknowledge that we're living in different times, just in case you hadn't noticed. Different times, we're rolling back child labor laws and doing all kinds of disgusting things. And, the United States is on the human rights watch list. That's how bad it is. So when I say community, it is, if you don't know your neighbor, get to know your neighbor. Okay. If you are out here by yourself, get with some good people, because that's where we are right now. That's where we are. With that, let's see here. This. I'm sipping on some Deep Eddy lemon vodka. Woo, is hitting. Okay. enough. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Be safe. See you all next Friday. Deuces. Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Girl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.